and come to school, in order to be safe, you need to check your temperature and your condition and how you're feeling. If you are experiencing any of the symptoms of COVID-19, then you need to shut it down and call in and get yourself a test and not come to school. However, if you are feeling all right, as you know, you need to have a mask. Make sure you have your mask on and not your nose sticking out, because you do breathe through your nose and you breathe in and you breathe out. And I'm pretty sure you understand how respiration works. So if you're doing that, then you're really defeating the purpose of having a mask on. And it is frustrating, and it gets increasingly difficult for those of us around, those of you with your noses sticking out, to be courteous about it. So stick your nose back in there, or you are not playing by the rules. So that being said, some other things you may need to know. The picture like this right here is posted on the back of the door. I believe there are a couple of them. Things you need to know: should we have an active threat or a active threat drill? We are going to make the decision really quickly based on the information we get. Okay, if we hear one and I yell out for you to be quiet, because maybe it's not quiet, although so far classes have been pretty quiet, because sometimes the person making the announcement is not somebody who's normally on the PA. So like maybe the person you hear from the front desk who uses a voice like, come on down to the office, whatever name, as opposed to like maybe some science teacher who's just like, there's an active threat. When you hear a voice that you don't hear normally, that's when you need to get people around you quiet so that you can understand it, because that means something different is going on. I know maybe you don't think of it that way, but I do, and I will probably try to get you quiet. So if we hear that there is an active threat and it is near us, we're going to barricade. I'm going to make the decision real quick. If you feel like you need to make your own decision and get out before I barricade the door, then do that. You are going to help me do that. We're going to put desks and everything in front of it. We're going to grab heavy stuff, and we're going to get ready to throw it at anybody who comes in to make them unhappy and to do whatever we need to do to protect ourselves. That being said, if it is not anywhere near us, we're going to open the door and we are going to get out. We're going to move like you have a purpose, all right? Keep your phones in your pockets, move on your way out, because if there is a real active shooter or something, we need to get out, not push and shove and get everybody out of the way, but we need to move with a purpose and get out of the building and then keep going. 2, if it is a drill and you're walking like you're just taking your time and it's a drill and whatever, plan to do that again, because the people who are evaluating us on the drills will make us do it again, because they'll say you are not moving with enough urgency. So move it. Put your phone in your pocket. Holds. These are everybody in the classroom. Everybody in the halls needs to get into classrooms as students. Get out of sight. Maintain silence. Don't open doors for anybody. As a teacher, I'm going to shut the doors. Nobody leaves. We just conduct class. We don't need to be silent. The get in, stay in is the one where if you are outside the building, you need to get in the building, or you will not be allowed in the building until the get in, stay in is removed. If we are evacuating the building, that means we are going to leave the building and we're going to go to one of the sites like UW Fond du Lac. So you will follow us. If it's inclement weather, then we're going to be going in their gym, I believe. But these are things you've done before. These are things you know. The reason we practice these so frequently is so that if it ever happens for real, you know what to do. The others that I will mention is if we have a tornado, you are going to go out the door and you're going to go straight down the hallway to the middle staircase. You're going to go down there, and then you are going to take shelter, not by a window, but by a real wall or door outside of room 1290, which I believe is Mr. Merrill's room. Okay. Should we have a fire, man's oldest enemy, you are going to get up and you are going to take a left out my door. You're going to go down the staircase and you're going to go into the parking lot. Not stopping the road where we're all like, get out of the road. And you're like, what? Get out of the road and just go into the parking lot and then line up by alphabetical order or by height or whatever you want. Just kidding. Don't do any of those things. But if I get there before you, my head will glint like a beacon in the sunlight. You can find me. I will also be holding up the clipboard with the room or number, or I'll find a tall person to hold that up. Find us, get lined up, get checked in. I appreciate that people just kind of do what they're asked. And then should there be any other things we need to deal with, I will call out what we need to do at that time. So these are things you know how to do, but I appreciate that you do follow the directions.